Uninvited for the Holidays is a Christmas film from 2022. This is written and directed by Joe Gawalis, and we have a cast including Dan Gardenier, Joe Gawalis, Kylee O'Connor, and Velasco-Gardenier, and I apologise if I've mispronounced any of those names. And I really enjoyed this. I wasn't sure what to expect because the reviews on Letterboxd, maybe not that great. IMDb 7.2 out of 10, which is a really phenomenal rating. So I really had no idea what it would be like. And I'm pleased to say I really liked it. And I think there's, one main reason for that. And that's mainly the characters. I found the characters to be really fun and really interesting. And I'll talk more about those in a moment. And I feel like it's very creative as well. There's a scene right at the beginning. I'll get in with the main narrative in a moment, but the child, Tyler, is imagining playing cops, police officers, and we kind of get to see that acted out very briefly, and it's really good fun, and I thought this is a really positive start. And then the main narrative kicked in, and I thought, this seems a little bit unbelievable. I think there does need to be some kind of suspension of disbelief, but if you can get past that, it's actually really great. The children live with their father, and unfortunately their mother has passed away. So although it's Christmas and there is a lot of happiness in the air, there is obviously this emotional aspect too. And their father is going out to the car. He's forgotten his keys, and John, jumps him. And John says, "Give me your keys, of course." And Michael, the father, ends up taking John back into the house to get the car keys for him, because obviously he sees this as being the safest option. He has his children to think of. Granted, he's bringing this criminal into his house. More on that in a moment. And while there, the children see John. And instead of Michael saying, "Oh, don't worry, this is a criminal who's about to steal my vehicle," he's your Uncle John, who just happened to pop by. And the children say that it's Christmas, you should stay here. And this is what the film is about. The reason John stays is because he phones up some other criminals and explains that certain things haven't gone to plan, and he now fears for his safety. So he decides, this is probably the safest place for me to be. The children have invited me to stay. They think I'm Uncle John. Let's just stick around. This is the bit that's maybe unbelievable. I feel like, and maybe I'm alone with this, but I feel like if a criminal came into my home demanding my keys, and bearing in mind there were 2 young children in the house, and then they decided they were going to stay over, I wouldn't be comfortable with that at all. But if you can look past that, it's actually quite nice. And John as a character, yes, he's the antagonist to begin with, but I quickly felt that it was very easy to get on board with the character, to learn more about him. I really wanted to hear his backstory, and we get a little bit of that. We hear a little bit about his father and what that was like for him growing up. This comes about because, of course, they discuss the fact that the children's mother is no longer around. Michael is raising them as a single father, and it's nice to learn more about John. We very quickly, at least I very quickly, found him to be quite a likeable character. The kids love him. It's generally a very positive atmosphere. There are a couple of scenes here and there that I didn't particularly love, but in general, I thought it was a really fun film with some really moving scenes, really great performances, and really likeable characters. And in general, I thought it was very well done. As I said, going into it, I didn't know what to expect, but I thought it worked really well. If it sounds like your kind of film, then I'd say check it out. The filming is very good. The Christmas atmosphere is strong. We have a lot of snowy scenes, Christmas decorations. The kids are brilliant. It's very creative. We definitely have a couple of creative scenes where we're imagining the imaginative play, and I thought it was something nice to include to just make it a little bit more interesting, and I have no complaints. Going into it, no idea what it was going to be like, but I'm pleased to say Uninvited for the Holidays was pretty entertaining, and it's one that I'm very happy to recommend.